Hello, everyone. Welcome again to our series about Japanology and Japanese philosophy. We have already been offering several sessions on different philosophers of the so-called Kyoto School, especially paying attention to their relation with Heidegger, with whom most of them had studied in their stay in Europe. Today, I would like to talk a little bit about one of them, about the philosopher Kuki Shuzo, who was also in Germany with Heidegger in Marburg in the years when Heidegger wasn't still very famous, but in which he was already preparing his philosophy of the personal existence, departing from the philosophy of Husserl, with which he had grown up, as it were. Kuki Shuzo developed a kind of aesthetic theory, which is interesting because it applies the concept of being in the world that Heidegger developed in a way which gives it a mathematical foundation in terms of field theory, a field where the individuals move and find a series of entities, a series of um, points or moments, we could say, that contain values. And these values are especially relevant for a philosopher like Kuki Shuzo because they have the potential to make the individual discover a whole narrative that is to be found in these fields, in these regions. This he understood as well in terms of nationalism, in terms of strengthening of the identity of the individual as belonging to a group, but as well in terms of masculinity for the men that as men moved around this topology and were able to find their um, a process for the recovery of their virtue. And this is what he calls Iki in his work, The Structure of Iki, which has also been translated as the structure of detachment, although um, I think this way it loses a little bit of its power. Um, in this work, he describes this process of personal empowerment um, in a movement of inspiration around places in the topology of urban culture, especially. He describes mostly the kind of aesthetics that prevailed in the Edo period, in which men every once in a while had to um, to find inspiration, as it were, with the help of the social agents that we know as geishas, um, no matter how intense, how intimate the relation with them might have been. But in any case, um, we can see that he interprets, no? Kuki Shuzo interprets this relation with these agents as a kind of orientation in the context of urban culture, in the context of um, the places in culture where the individuals, especially men, have to go through a series of experiences for self discovery, for hailing, and finally personal empowerment. Um, and this, as I said, Kuki Shuzo developed departing from the Heideggerian concept of being in the world, um, from which it is very important to take into account the significance of the social context, of the series of preoccupations, the series of concerns, the series of interests in which we are all situated, located, and which um, stand for beginning of our intellectual and practical action. Good. This is the philosophy of Kuki Shuzo that I wanted to present today. Later in his career, he delved into the significance of destiny, into the significance of freedom, and as well in the importance of poetics for metaphysics. And in this, we see again and again how he handled the problem of experience, the problem of correction, of the doubt that can take place in the context of experience. Um, as I said, in constant dialogue with the um, centers of orientation, as it were, in the world. Good. I might present this later sort of his later on in the series, but today, uh, especially, I wanted to talk about this work of use of his, the structure of Iki, the structure of vitality. We could we could say the structure of coolness or detachment, as it has been translated. Um, and as I said, as a Japanese, autochthonous Japanese development of the philosophy of the being in the world. Thank you very much for your attention and see you soon.